Okay, now this one will be you, your soulmate, your twin flame. Why am I doing that? Because in my readings for the past probably couple months, I've been seeing more than one potential counterpart. Maybe you're feeling the energy of two possible spiritually based relationships, or you currently have two potential spiritually based relationships, divine counterparts, or have had. Like from example for myself, I started this channel with someone, right? That was shown to me that I believe to be my twin flame, but I've also have like a lifelong soulmate. So we've been over that a couple times, like different scenarios. So this reading is for people like that. Maybe you still haven't met your soulmate or twin flame. Some people, claim to feel these things energetically only, even if they haven't met them. I know I had a friend who would dream about her men before she actually met them in real life. She was a Cancer, so maybe that was her gift or whatever. But this is about two. So you, your soulmate, your twin flame. I have already shuffled them. I'll go ahead and quickly cut them again. With this one that's representing you, we're beginning with the Nine of Pentacles. So you may be a single woman or single person, maybe identifying specifically as a feminine energy. If you're not, a female or woman, and or don't identify as a she in any way, you may still be a feminine energy, and this is you, and you stand alone, on your own. You're independent, you're successful, able to provide for yourself. You don't necessarily waste money, but you like some nice things, and you can afford to provide them for yourself if no one else is going to, and you may actually be single. Well, you said, how can you be single and you have these two, let's say, two potential counterparts? You may consider yourself single. Like I've recently been saying, I've never been this single before in my life, and which is a very true statement. So even though I've just mentioned also to men that have been one thing or another along this journey with me for the past many years, or this journey we call life, I'm still right now very single. Like I'm not speaking to either one of them, or they're not speaking to me at this point, right? As of, well, doesn't matter when, but a couple months ago, I stopped. During the summer, me and the soulmate stopped speaking, and I was already not speaking to the twin flame. All right, anyway, here we go with the Knight of Swords. So there is some sort of fast movement, some sort of decision that gets made very quickly by you or about you, and it may be involving a return. We have the Eight of Cups, which is a card of walking away from something. It looks like there is a desire to double back, whether this is your desire or someone's desire in your regard. And when they walked away, they didn't really want to walk away either. It was very emotional. Okay, so but they may just have not at that time wanted to put in the work, and now being more so ready to do that, or realizing that that's what's going to be necessary to be with you, or you're realizing that's what's necessary for your relationship to be successful. May involve an actual air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or someone like into those traits or attributes. Or these situations we got a lot of earth energy showing up just from the gate. This is the Nine of Pentacles, this is the Empress, and this is the Ace of Pentacles. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn also very potentially very significant, as may be the color yellow for some of us. A lot of yellow in each of these cards too. So with this one, again, we're starting with the Emperor. Oh my goodness, I love when that happens. So you both have this very fast moving energy of the Knight of Swords immediately following the card that represents you. So you're both wanting to make a decision, maybe about the other, and to make that decision like either quickly or maybe suddenly and unexpectedly to the other, maybe even to yourself. And like once you make your decision, you want to run toward whatever is your choice, which may be each other, because behind this, oh wow, you can't make this up, and I couldn't have done this on purpose. Behind this Knight of Swords, we do have a Three of Cups, albeit in reverse. So, you know, for one thing, there may be a party of three involved. One or both of you may have an actual partner or another partner. And this is a card often of reunion with someone or something. So since this is kind of like a love reading, because I am focusing again on an individual and their soulmate and their twin flame as two separate entities, this could be a reunion with that person. And we have also, so not just another Knight of Swords, in the Knight of Swords in common, but another Eight of Cups, okay, also in common. So they may have walked, soulmate may specifically have walked away from you. Right? They may have been the one to do the walking, and they're considering doubling back. And when they make that decision, once they make that decision, whatever they decide to do, they're going to move toward it quickly. And it does look like, you know, if free will prevails and they keep their confidence up, or they figure out how they want to go about it, that could be what they're deciding too. Like, exactly how do I go about it? Then they'll come back to you, because what they thought was dead, or what they maybe were trying to kill and end with you, is not dead. It's not dead. May have transformed. It'll be different than it ever was before. Won't be the same again. Like, something about your relationship or the dynamic or whatever is going to have to change just because of what's happened. You know, the water under the bridge or whatever. And we do have all this water in the background and stuff in the death card. And of course, death represents the water sign Scorpio. So Scorpio could be involved too. But behind that, we have the Two of Cups in reverse. So again, this is about a relationship that they're needing to make a decision, a relationship that they walked away from. So now, again, we're talking specifically about the soulmate wants this, is dreaming about this, is thinking about this, the Four of Wands, joy, happiness, maybe even marriage with you, and viewing you as the Empress, which is like a very wifely kind of card, feeling as if they missed the opportunity in the past to go for it, right? This was a real, true soulmate type of relationship, and they just let it pass them by. They let it go rather easily, or that's how they're feeling. Of course, these soul level connections, they don't just go, they're still there. We can decide, we can make a free will choice not to be a part of it, not to deal with it, to try to ignore it, not to, you know, feed it or whatever. But something at the soul level is at the soul level. Like, you can't do anything about removing it. They may be at a distance from you. Again, maybe that distance is space, you know, literal space, as in you live in one state or country or city and they live in another. And or this could be about, again, they walked away from you. There's a separation. So they're at a distance energetically. They may be at a distance physically, but wanting to, and here's more of this yellow too. So again, yellow may be very significant to you guys, and just wanting to come towards you, to move closer to you, even if it's just energetically. I don't believe I'm putting those back in the right order, but whatever. This was here. Okay, so with the twin flame, we have the Ace of Pentacles as the overall energy, but then we have the Five of Pentacles. So feeling left out in the cold, this is a card that's of ghosting for me when it comes to love and relationships. They may have ghosted you, or you may have ghosted them. It's the female in the picture, two women that are out in the cold. So, and it is often the masculine in the case of twin flames that does this ghosting or leaving or ends the relationship, or tries to end the relationship, goes away or something. So that may be what's going on there. It's the masculine specifically that walked away from a feminine or a female, or maybe two. Maybe there's a party of three, and that's why he ended things. But he's like, you know, I guess like regretting the decision and really trying to get figured out like what he should do moving forward. Because if it does involve two separate women, he's tired of juggling them, right? So he wants to figure something out. And sure enough, right behind that, in terms of figuring something out, we do have the Hermit, right? Major Arcana card, the Hermit, represents the sign of Virgo, which was in reverse, but with regard to the Hermit in love, whether it's in reverse or upright, it's always or almost always about rekindling a relationship from your past. So bringing someone back from your past. In this case, a twin flame relationship, or what you believe to be a twin flame relationship that you are wanting to revive, and you've probably been like peeking in on this person. So even though you're thinking about it, you went into hermit mode, you have been like watching them on social media and stuff. They might not know. They may think that you've been gone all this time, and maybe you've been on their pages as someone else using a fake name or something. But you too see this person, see the you, see the me, see the her that are watching, right? The hymns that are watching that identify as the you here, view this person as the Empress again. So this is like marriage material. This is, the perfect person. This is all the queens combined. So this woman's got, or person has got, everything it takes to be your counterpart, to be your wife, to be your husband in your perspective. But it does look like the reason you separated was because of very possibly, again, some sort of party of three, but led to separation, led to maybe betrayal or hurt, loss, and now you're trying to move beyond that. Or maybe the relationship was making you feel burdened, like you couldn't handle it. It was too much pressure. It was too strong, which is often the case with twin flames. So you were just very conflicted about the whole thing and didn't know how to deal with it. And so that's why you walked away. So I said I was going to shuffle or cut a little bit. Empress showing up in the you column. That could just be him in your pile, like you thinking about masculine, or maybe that is you. I'm just feeling very empowered, very in control of your life right now, very organized and decisive, and possibly stubborn too. It's not all awesome. I don't know. I feel like turning this right side up. When I leave it in reverse, it is an opportunity here that requires breaking away from something first and maybe getting things back in balance. Both of these cards can be about balance. Knight of Cups and X. I'm going to put them this way now because I'm just going to be pulling cards off of the top in a second. We'll pull maybe 6 from each one. So the rest of this reading maybe will be faster. There's another Empress, another Knight of Cups. Knight of Wands, too. The Lovers. So we have Gemini energy. We have Taurus. We have Libra. We have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I guess we have all the energies, right? We have Virgo, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And now, with the Knight of Cups, we also have the water signs. I'm sorry, with the Knight of Wands, we also have the fire signs. All right, here's the 5 of Cups in reverse. So this is, somebody like moving beyond the disappointment that they had been feeling, the loss. They're ready to get back out there and maybe try to, get their life together. Something that they thought they'd wanted to end, they realize they do not want it to end. And they want to come at something very passionately, come at you very passionately. Again, having moved beyond this pain, hurt, loss, and made a decision about it. So we just saw the 3 of Swords in reverse in this pile also. So again, I'm going to turn these over now. We got the Hierophant showing up, some more Taurus, maybe traditional values and belief systems. That's what caused the problem. Your relationship with your twin flame may be one of taboo, that's frowned upon. I know mine was. It's a May-December relationship or a cougar-cub relationship. I remember the you was identified, showing up as the Nine of Pentacles when I started. There's communication coming toward you. He's been thinking about it a lot and wants to at least make some sort of apology, it looks like, or offer, even if he doesn't want to necessarily, restart the relationship. In which case, if there is an offer like that, then you too would have a decision, which may be why the Knight of Swords showed up in both piles. You'd have to decide, do I want this one? Do I want that one? Do I not want either? And then am I willing to do what it takes to make the thing work? We have Judgment. Judgment is about second chances, things coming back around. What we thought was dead is not. It's risen again. It's also about abundance that's earned for me in my readings. Represents the sign of Scorpio. So again, it could be some water sign energy that we also have. Speaking of water sign energy, the High Priestess, who is a Gemini or a water sign, typically for me. Again, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, if not a Gemini. And then speaking of Gemini, we got more Gemini energy here with the Lovers. So, and more signs of, like real counterpart relationships, divine counterpart relationships. But I'm going to turn that over too. And now we'll just pull from the top. You. 10 of Wands in reverse. So again, putting down your burdens, laying down your burdens, just feeling tired of carrying around something, maybe guilt, remorse, regret, maybe feelings from the past, tired of carrying it around. Your soulmate. Their guard is still up. They're defending themselves. Maybe they made a decision and they're defending that to the people around them. Twin flame. Queen of Wands in reverse. There's a confidence lacking here. There's just not feeling empowered to make a move or a decision one way or another about anything. You. Ready to move beyond conflict and even have the tough conversations, if that's what it's going to take and what has to happen in order for you to resolve something. There's a closure that's wanted here. You wanting to lay down your burdens. There's a closure that's needed, in order to make that really happen. Your soulmate. Okay, realizing maybe that they hadn't put, as much effort or work, or maybe hadn't thought about or considered what it might take to put in the right amount of effort. Maybe changing their mind about how they went about things before and wanting to do things differently now. So, this one's guard was up, and now this one's guard is up. And defending themselves. They're in protection mode. Maybe still afraid to be vulnerable, at least to an extent, or again possibly on the verge of a decision or having made a decision and not wanting other people to talk them out of it. You, star, wish fulfillment, success, happiness, maybe watching them from your social media or being watched by them or both, but something that you've been wanting to happen, you've been manifesting, maybe this closure, very near and on its way to you. So keep it up, right? Just continue to draw it in. Soulmate. Ready to move again past the conflict, realizing maybe I didn't put the right amount of work in before, I didn't put the right effort in, and now I'm willing to actually do that. I'm wanting to do that. It's a desire to do it. 5 of Wands. This is the same card that you had here, right? Feminine had the 5 of Wands too. Again, ready to have the tough conversation. So your twin flame will be ready to give you the closure that you need. Because I remember before saying something when I was shuffling their page, at least maybe they want to make an apology, at least for the purpose of being able to move on. So I don't necessarily feel that, not everybody's meant to end up with who they consider a twin flame or feel is their twin flame anyway. But I don't necessarily feel that relationship is going to be worked out for everyone. But at least there's a desire, again, to provide closure, to have a tough conversation. to explain where things went left, and that is going to make things better. You're both going to be better for it. The situation, the relationship is going to be better for it as well, whatever that means. Whether that means you do get back together, or whether that means you decide to part ways, things will end as they're meant to be, and everybody will feel stronger and more empowered and better as a result of this conversation. You. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So you may be waiting for an apology. You may feel you're due an apology by somebody. Or you may be in a relationship of your own, like physically in another relationship with somebody else, not either one of these people, with whom you are dissatisfied with the relationship. You're not happy there. And you know that if you want to be happy there, you're either going to have to put work into the relationship. Well, if you want to be happy there, you're going to have to put work into the relationship. Or maybe you need to make the decision that you don't want to be there anymore, and you're going to have to take action steps to get out of there. Soulmate. Emperor. Aries energies, most specifically. Also, some Scorpio for me, because it's representative of the planet Mars, which rules both. Mars is the esoteric ruler of the sign of Scorpio, the ancient ruler. Current ruler of the sign of Aries. Again, this is about being empowered, being in control. Could be about being stubborn, having been stubborn for a while. It's often representative of a married man for me, a widower, a divorcee, maybe combinations of those, somebody with children, somebody that's already, their life is already sort of set in some ways. And you could say like set in stone. Looks like he's sitting in like a stone chair, like, an ancient castle or something. So like set in stone, like his ways are already, he's the way he is, but it's because he's reached this time in his life, maybe middle age again, maybe somebody who's already had a family or lived by themselves and stuff, where he's just a certain way. And he may be older than you also, if you're in a relationship with him. So it's possible that like you're going to have to be willing to accept some of this. Yes, the responsibility can't be all on you if you want to be with this person. Takes two to tango, as they say. Both are going to have to. But some of this stuff, like I said, he's set in his ways. He's stubborn about certain things. And it's probably always going to be like that. So just be prepared for that if you want that. Twin flame. Magician in reverse. Somebody could have done like a dark magic on the two of you to maybe destroy the relationship. And or he could even be doing something now, or like getting like bad information, maybe like getting tarot readings done on you. Remember we saw him with the laptop before and looking in. Maybe he's getting like information from like the wrong person. How many did I do? I said I'd do like 6. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 more for each pile. You. 7 of Pentacles. Still hopeful. Waiting. Patient. Feeling like it's time, though, for you to reap the benefits of all the work that you did put in. Maybe somebody else didn't put in the right effort, and they're acknowledging that now, but you did. And it's like, it's time for me to, like, get what's coming to me, what I deserve. And you just may. I mean, you got the Star already, and now we have the King of Wands upright. So it's like, if he was a page before, or not even, and somebody that wasn't ready to do what they're meant to do, or for their part of the relationship, the King of Wands certainly is, and he may be an actual fire sign, maybe specifically in Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or someone like into those traits or attributes. The King of Wands in the tarot is most directly a Sagittarius, but we do have the Emperor showing up, who again is an Aries, so that's possible. Again, still could be a Scorpio too. Could be anything, but those are most directly those signs. And then in addition to that, of course, the King of Wands is, like the typical or the quintessential divine masculine of the tarot. So this could just be, him again, having acknowledged all this stuff before, that maybe he didn't put in the effort, maybe he didn't do the right thing, maybe he was stubborn about some things he shouldn't have been, and he could have been a bit more compromising with you. It could be realizing that now, moving into that king energy, like, well, I'm ready to do it now. So that's a soulmate. Twin flame. Okay, twin flame also, like I said, wanting some new beginning, wanting a new opportunity, very passionate, very sexual. This one you have a very strong sexual connection to. And that could be part of why they walked away from you before too. Like maybe they felt, especially not understanding or not realizing that there was something underlying, like a spiritual connection, or even having heard of a twin flame. Because I never myself had never heard of twin flames until I met my twin flame. You know, I had never heard of it. When I started this channel, I had already heard of it by then. I was already dealing with him. I was already talking about twin flames, like right out of the gate on the channel. I never really identified as a twin flame, though. I never liked the name, so I stopped using it. I mean, it's the whole thing to it. But it was because I had a particular feeling with him, even though we weren't together a long time. I didn't really know him that well. I mean, I used to work with him. We were just friends. And then we all of a sudden ended up, like bang, all of a sudden we're together, or, we're involved. And, I don't know, it was just like a weird feeling. Like I would literally feel like he was inside me, in my body somehow, like for days after spending time with him. So I Googled, like, what does it mean for to feel like somebody's in your body, in your soul? And that's how I learned about twin flames. So this was, again, many, many years ago, well before most people jumped on the bandwagon, because I've had this channel for 6 or 7 years now, I believe. And like I said, I came into it with that. That's what the channel was about. So very strong sexual vibes is what I went into. I don't know how I ended up in all of that, but I know how I ended up. Not necessarily, again, knowing why you are at all attracted to this person, drawn to this person, why you're involved with them. You're like, I have real feelings for somebody else, so let me get away from this person. But there's a pull at the soul level that you're not in control of, that you can make a free will decision to not entertain, but you're not in control of. If you have a past life connection, you have a past life connection. That's just the way it is. But wanting that strong, or still feeling that strong passion about you, that strong sexual energy toward you, and maybe missing that from you. You. Whatever you decide, wherever you end up, with whomever you end up, one of them, none of the above, somebody else, you decide to stay single, whatever, will be right for you, will be happy for you, you will feel successful. It's a win. A win is a win, as they say, right? Win is a win. Soulmate. 3 of Wands. This person's coming for you. Again, they may be at a distance, but they are still wanting something. They are still wanting something. They are still successfully trying to manifest you. And they just need one more wand. Twin flame. Yeah. Like I was saying, I felt like people not necessarily ending up with this person. This person's like ready to fall on this sword. They're regretful. Again, they may come through with an apology and or a conversation, explanation, and that's going to make everything better for the two of you, for the situation itself. Could possibly lead to you getting back together. That's not necessarily what they're after. Maybe they think too much time has passed because you want a break of some sort. They may have even used the words that they needed a break. Actually, mine did. But the Four of Swords can be about needing a break, a vacation, right? A getaway. So they're ready to come out of that break with this here, but also I just feel like let me just sacrifice myself at this point. Like I blew it. They feel very responsible for the disconnect that's between you. Is that the last one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, what a way to end with victory no matter what for you. Which is, and you are likely the divine feminine, but you don't have to be. Anybody could be watching. And with the other person, the soulmate, who is likely the divine masculine. We got the King of Wands sitting right here, wanting to make a move, currently at a distance. Maybe that means energetically separation. Maybe that means you haven't met them yet. Maybe that means like a physical distance between you. You're in different parts of the world. You're going to figure out how to make this thing work, or he's at least ready to try, is what's coming out. But again, whatever happens is a win for you. You, from the love. I wasn't prepared for the importance you would have in my life. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I was trying to explain there. Like, this was just a guy that I worked with. I wasn't expecting anything. I wasn't prepared for all of a sudden that to become something else, and for me to feel linked to him in any kind of way for any amount of time. And the same thing goes for the soulmate. I mean, we met when I was 14 years old. I definitely wasn't prepared to still feel so connected, and to still in an earthly way feel so much love and care and concern, for him or anybody. At 14, I wasn't thinking about that at all, So this is definitely true for me. Your soulmate. You will always be my favorite hello and my hardest goodbye. They don't like when they have to walk away from you, when they have to part ways, whatever your relationship is. Like, we've been friends for the most part, since our 6 or 7 years dating as kids. It was like 14 to like 20 or something like that. So most of our time, particularly as adults, has been just as friends. But even with that, not romantically involved. For a long part, I was married. He's also is married, as far as I know, still married. So even with a friendship, to split apart sometimes can be difficult. To stop hearing from each other or whatever. So that's the soulmate acknowledging that. And from the twin flame, let's have a nice dinner together and enjoy ourselves afterwards. I think by enjoy ourselves, they mean something sexual. The nice dinner can be the get together that you have, that brings about the conversation that you guys need to have. Again, the closure that you need to get. And even if that closure leads to something new, like you guys enjoying yourselves afterwards, that's going to be a new beginning. That's not an extension of the old thing. Like, you're going to have to let go of the old relationship. Remember the death card? That one has ceased to exist in the way that it had, but you can have something new. And that's what I have for you guys. Hope you guys find it helpful and that you have enjoyed it. Namaste.